Hello and welcome to Card Knock Live Plays. I'm coming back to you because I'm finally inspired to play a deck through a series here. Lately it's been kind of hard going. I've been running a lot of Bant Spirits and I love that deck to death. However, I have been having the worst luck with it. And I think being that it is the top deck in the format, or at least as is represented as such on MTG Goldfish, it gets a pretty big target on its head, so it's both a blessing and a curse because we're finally legitimized for our choice on Spirits. And I knew it was a good deck. I've been saying it for a long time, best deck in Modern, but now that the results point to it, we're seeing a lot of creature removal showing up, and decks like Grixis Death Shadow are really on the rise because of it. So I've picked up a deck that, here I'm just going to flip pages here, BFCX Crazyak, basically put together. However, I wouldn't give entire credit to this MTGO player because there are a couple of iterations of it beforehand, all from December, starting with Magician 15 back on the 7th. And so all of these are relatively similar. The big differences from the old Grixis control deck, which I popped this window up because almost exactly a year ago I was playing this, what I called Grixis Azcanta. I was trying to be cute because Search for Azcanta had just come out. I was playing this deck. The big difference that I noticed in these newer versions is there is no opt, which is really kind of cool. We cut opt entirely. We've got 4 Thought Scour in almost every one of these. Main deck, engineered explosives in a lot of them, which I really like. And the most appealing thing to me right now is the sideboard Anger of the Gods, which I'm going to run a third one in my sideboard, just like this latest posting has as well, 3 Anger of the Gods. I think this is one of the better cards in Modern right now, especially one of the better sideboard cards against spirits and humans and things like that, dredge, whatnot. So, I thought this was pretty interesting, enough to give it a shot. I took it through one league. My first league I 5-0'd, so I was pretty inspired by that. So we're going to try to see if we can replicate those results today with this deck. So let me pull up my version of it real quick. We'll take a look at that. I've made a couple of minor changes. The thing is, I'm most concerned about the 8 commands. I think that's a little bit insane to a certain extent, but I'm not Corey Burkhart, and I know Corey Burkhart is all about the 8 commands. I've cut one Kolaghan's command in favor of a Countersquall, which is really truly my favorite card to play in this deck. I think it's very strong. There's always a target for it, with the exception of humans. It's pretty bad against humans. Obviously, we're going to want to cut that for some Angers or something. But the other things I changed in the main deck, they're just some minor things due to budget. Now, this is my personal MTG account. I should say we are sponsored by ManaTraders.com, so I could certainly put this together. By the way, if you're interested in trying ManaTraders yourself, at the bottom of the page here, you'll see our promo code for this month is CardKnockLife_05M8. You'll get 14% off your first 3 months. And you can build this deck yourself. But the big changes for me are in the sideboard, and once again, a little bit of a budgetary concern, but I did not have the surgical extractions online. I had just sold them to put together a legacy deck, so I wanted to play the cards I owned online, and I've got 2 Ravenous Trap and 2 Nihil Spellbomb in favor of them, in lieu of them. However, I just said I'm going to put another Anger of the Gods in, so let's see if we can sneak another Anger in. I think we'll probably cut one of those Nihil Spellbombs for it. Let's see here. And I may be completely off the mark. I have really been liking Ravenous Trap. I think that's been awesome. I've never really played the card before. Obviously, it's a little harder to Snapcaster Mage. I think Surgical would probably be better. But to just one-shot their graveyard for free like that is pretty strong, especially when you can find it off of like a Search for Azcanta when you're tapped out, and then boom, you got it. Against Dredge, you gotta be really careful when you're using it because of the landfall triggers on the Bloodghast, and it's easy to fall victim to, like, we're gonna play a fetch land, you're gonna trigger your Ravenous Trap, and then we're gonna get the Bloodghast into play anyway because we're gonna crack the fetch land in response. So I've added an extra Dispel. I think also Dispel is just a really good card against in these style decks. Other than that, it's pretty close to the list I just showed you. Kudos to BFCX Crazyak for his 5-0. Definitely a nice list that he's got put together here. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into some games. We're going to start a league with this bad boy, and we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully I can replicate that 5-0 for you on camera. Very likely will not be the case. We'll probably see a 2-3, but full disclosure, be prepared for that. So, by the way, also, if you are interested in more of the Card Knock Life, I did flash the window here. We've got a ton of Card Knock Life plays online. If you go to cardknocklife.com and then click on Card Knock Life plays in the top address bar, we've just got tons of videos. I haven't posted one of these in a little while. Dragon Scred was the last one, so if you can remember back to the days where Dragon Scred was big in SCG, in the SCG circuit, that was the last time I put one of these up. However, there's a lot of back catalog to go through, and I'm committed to making more of these in 2019. This is my resolution for our website, is to getting more of these guys up. So as I find more free time, I will do that. It's not always easy to do. So, all right, here we go. Stay tuned. Getting into some games now.